Welcome, football fans. Today, we turn the spotlight on one of the most electrifying and determined running backs to emerge in the NFL during the 2010s. A player whose strength, drive, and heart defined his every carry. A player who ran as though every inch mattered, who turned every doubt into motivation, and who earned the respect of his peers not through words, but through the violent poetry of his play. This is the story of Doug Martin, the muscle hamster, the underdog from Stockton who rose from obscurity to NFL stardom through a rare blend of grit, power, and perseverance. His journey is a testament to what happens when determination meets opportunity and when heart outweighs hype. Born on January 13, 1989, in Oakland, California, and raised in Stockton, Doug Martin grew up in a world that demanded toughness. Stockton was known for its grit, its resilience, and Martin was a reflection of that. From an early age, he loved competition, whether it was racing kids down the block or playing backyard football with his friends. But his mother, Leslie, played the biggest role in shaping who he would become. She emphasized humility, hard work, and faith, three values that would become the foundation of Martin's career. Doug wasn't the kind of kid to talk big. He was the kind who showed up, kept his head down, and worked. And when he began to take football seriously, that same attitude defined his approach. At St. Mary's High School in Stockton, Martin quickly made a name for himself. Though he wasn't the tallest player, standing at around 5 feet 9 inches, he possessed a rare combination of compact strength, speed, and vision. He ran with a low center of gravity, bouncing off tackles and refusing to go down after first contact. Defenders often underestimated him until they felt the impact. By his senior year, Martin had proven himself as one of the best running backs in the region, but college recruiters remained hesitant. To them, he was too small to be an every-down back at the next level. It was a familiar story for many underdogs, and one that only fueled Martin's inner fire. Enter Boise State University, a program that knew exactly what to do with players like Doug Martin, athletes with something to prove. Boise State wasn't a traditional football powerhouse, but it was a place where overlooked recruits turned into stars. Under head coach Chris Peterson, the Broncos had built a culture of toughness, discipline, and creativity. And Martin fit right in. His early years saw him contribute on special teams and in limited offensive roles, but his work ethic stood out. Coaches marveled at his weight room strength and his focus. They soon realized that behind the quiet demeanor was a player with a relentless drive. By his junior year, Doug Martin had become the heart of Boise State's offense. He rushed for over 1,200 yards and 12 touchdowns, leading the Broncos to an 11-1 record. His running style was a beautiful contradiction, compact yet explosive, patient yet aggressive. He wasn't just running through defenders, he was running through doubt. And in his senior year, he cemented his legacy as one of Boise State's all-time greats. Over 2 seasons, he recorded more than 2,500 rushing yards and nearly 30 touchdowns, earning all Mountain West honors and the respect of teammates who knew how hard he worked for every yard. By the time he declared for the 2012 NFL Draft, Martin had proven he could carry not just the ball, but the weight of expectations that come with being an underdog ready to rise. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers saw something special in Martin. They traded up in the draft to select him 31st overall in the first round, a move that signaled their belief that he could be their franchise back. And from the moment he stepped onto the field, Doug Martin proved them right. His rookie year was one of the most impressive debut seasons in recent NFL memory. Martin's blend of vision, balance, and raw power made him a nightmare for defenses. He quickly earned the starting role and wasted no time making an impact. But the game that defined his early career came in Week 9 of the 2012 season against the Oakland Raiders. That afternoon, Doug Martin delivered one of the greatest single-game performances in NFL history, 251 rushing yards and 4 touchdowns. He was unstoppable, cutting through the defense with precision and punishing defenders who dared to tackle him. He became just the second player in league history to rush for at least 250 yards and 4 touchdowns in a single game. That performance didn't just put him on the map, it stamped his name in NFL lore. By the end of his rookie season, Martin had accumulated 1,454 rushing yards, for 172 receiving yards, and 12 touchdowns. He earned a Pro Bowl selection and second-team All-Pro honors, a meteoric rise for a player who, just a few years earlier, had been overlooked by most major programs. Fans loved his toughness, his heart, and his refusal to back down. And though he never embraced the nickname Muscle Hamster, which originated as a playful jab at his size and strength, it stuck, becoming a symbol of how he defied expectations. He was small, yes, but he ran with the power of someone twice his size. However, like many NFL stories, Doug Martin's path wasn't without adversity. After his phenomenal rookie season, injuries began to creep in. Ankle and shoulder problems limited his production in 2013 and 2014, robbing him of his explosiveness and consistency. For many running backs, such setbacks can mark the beginning of the end. But Doug Martin wasn't built to give up. He returned to training camp before the 2015 season in the best shape of his life, leaner and stronger than ever. That year, he reminded the world who he was. In 2015, Martin ran with a vengeance. His cuts were sharper, his vision clearer, his balance as fierce as ever. Week after week, he churned out big games, helping Tampa Bay's offense stay competitive. He finished the season with 1,402 rushing yards, second only to Adrian Peterson, and earned another trip to the Pro Bowl. He was also named first-team All-Pro, a recognition of both his resilience and his dominance. Watching him run, that season was like watching a man reclaim his identity. Every carry seemed to say, "I'm still here." But football is a brutal game, and Doug Martin's career would continue to be shaped by its physical and mental toll. Injuries returned in the seasons that followed, along with personal struggles that tested his discipline and mindset. Yet through it all, Martin's humility never wavered. He continued to fight for roster spots, to mentor younger players, and to train with the same intensity that got him to the league in the first place. When he joined the Oakland Raiders later in his career, it felt like a full-circle moment, a chance to play near where it all began. Even in a backup role, he gave everything he had, earning the respect of teammates and coaches for his professionalism and character. Doug Martin's legacy might not be measured in longevity, but in impact. Few players have had such explosive highs and fought through such difficult lows with the same grace and tenacity. His 2012 and 2015 seasons alone remain some of the best single-year performances in modern NFL running back history. But beyond the stats, what defined Martin was his spirit, the fighter's heart that carried him from being overlooked in high school to being one of the most feared runners in the league. He showed that greatness doesn't always come wrapped in a perfect story. Sometimes it comes in bursts, in flashes of brilliance that leave a lasting impression. He was the kind of player who made fans stand up every time he touched the ball, because you never knew when he might break one loose. And even after football, his story stands as a symbol of perseverance, proof that no matter how many times life knocks you down, you can always rise again, stronger and wiser. Doug Martin's journey reminds us that the true measure of an athlete isn't just in yards gained or games won, but in the courage to keep going when things get hard. He carried that courage every time he stepped on the field. From the overlooked kid in Stockton to the first-round draft pick and Pro Bowl running back, Doug Martin's story is one of belief, grit, and the relentless pursuit of greatness. This is Doug Martin, the muscle hamster, the grinder, the comeback king, and the quiet warrior whose runs told his story better than words ever could. He didn't chase fame or headlines. He chased excellence. And in doing so, he carved his name into the hearts of fans who will never forget the power, the fire, and the heart of number 22. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the career of Doug Martin, a player who proved that no obstacle is too big and no dream too far for those willing to work for it. If his story inspired you to keep pushing, keep believing, and keep fighting, then take a moment to like, share, and subscribe for more stories celebrating the athletes who remind us what true perseverance looks like. 1 yard, 1 hit, and 1 comeback at a time.